Alright, welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happenings Here. Ugh, inmendham. And such. So redundancy is sort of the, the word of the week. And that I guess my videos are just kind of stale. And just going over the same crap over and over and all that. And, I'd argue that some of that is necessary because it's so difficult to find the silver bullets to kill the stupid werewolves with. You have to mix it just right. You have to put an eye of Newton and some other kind of ingredient, and to persuade anybody of anything, because people are cement-headed. Mommy says, Daddy says, whatever, Uncle Joe says, blah blah blah, and they're just stuck in reciting redundantly what they've been told for centuries, the little lies to live by. And it's difficult to, reprogramming people is difficult. And and frankly, it's impossible from this position of very little visibility. I mean, I can't shove my videos in their face. Now I could, I suppose, right? I mean, if you're rich, you can buy billboards and do this and do that, and you can do all this promotion crap, and you can create fake memes and viral videos and all kinds of crap if you're willing to invest in it. Or have a scheme. You come up with some scheme. So I was thinking I'd do a scheme. Let's try a scheme. Alright, so I've written these three little things, right? Not a single player game, too expensive, not your money. And we all know, that these statements expand, okay? And so they probably need secondary descriptors, some sort of statement describing what that simple little statement means. Not a single player game. People go, huh? Where's the other players? Something like that. Who knows? So anyway, so let's say it really should be, there should probably be a fourth statement and a fifth statement and a sixth statement. So we'll have a contest. So in the comment section, just post a video with just the sentence you think ought to be the fourth sentence. Okay, and whichever one I choose to be the fourth sentence, or I'll choose my own. $10, let's just say. I'll PayPal you, or in some way, if you have to have an email address on your channel somewhere, and some way to pay you electronically. I'm not sending money and all of that crap. But or you can do it just for fun. You can win, and then you can just donate the money back to me. There's no shenanigans involved at all there, right? I choose, and then I get to choose. It's just all these things where people are tempted to be corrupt, and it's just so, our society is so stupid, and it doesn't do anything to fix it. I mean, it knows all of these corruptions exist, and yet it lets the same criminal organization, the government employees, decide who's going to oversight them. They get to choose. It's just no, you really do have to. You have to have a separate election for, say, the president and the Congress, and then the Justice Department has to be elected by completely different people, have to be running it, because they have to hate the politicians. They can't like the Democrats or the Republicans. That would make sense, but can't do that. Doing a sensible civilization? No, that's asking way too much. Logic be applied? Oh, fuck that. And so, that's why some of this is redundant, is because this is a long battle with stupidity on Earth. Okay, so some human beings, a tiny percentage of the human beings fighting this big, giant, monstrous, stupid thing, the rest of humanity, been going on a long time. So complaining of redundancy is irrelevant. Yeah, that's what it is. Meaningless, pointless, worse than redundant. But anyway, let's go ahead. It's all right. I can understand your gripes. You know, I would wish the videos to be more interesting also, so I will try to be. Look, you know, the simple truth is it's not my expectation. My expectation, I would get on the internet, I'd say my shit. Somebody would try to make some feeble counter argument. I'd completely defeat it and win the day, and there, we're done. Now we can move on to the next thing. And it's just not like, you know, it's not just throwing darts. You don't throw darts, hit the bullseye, you know, clearly win, and then walk off with your winnings. No, it just doesn't work that way. You know, reality has to be played in some bizarrely, strategically nuanced and fucked up way. Lots of accidents creates winners, not winning. Yeah, so the winners don't win, they just accidentally fall into the winning slot. That kind of thing, anyway. Alright, so I think that's a premise to the video. Alright, so yeah, so that's the first thing, is that somewhere in the, you know, post a comment, not saying other stuff, just saying the one thing, okay, the whatever, up to like 10 words or something. The simple statement that you think should be after, not a single player game, too expensive, not your money, and then what? Yeah, okay. And we'll see if we can put one in there. That would be nice. Do something as a community. Anyway, yeah, whatever. So I guess that's one way of starting things. And then I guess I'll do some other things to try to make this video a little more interesting. Alright, it's not going to be much of an effort, sorry. I'm not going to try that hard. It's just not, you know, it's not in me to play games. No, see, that's, you know, I love playing games. You know, but I don't love playing games with things that are important. Okay, I don't like juggling kittens. Alright. You know, yeah, that's probably a good, you know, even right there. It's not about juggling kittens. You know, it's probably useful for something, the idea of juggling kittens. It's funny how brains come up with stuff like that, right? I asked my brain really quickly, come up with some kind of thing that's you don't want to do, that's kind of scary and weird, and and it came up with juggling kittens. Now the kitten thing is obvious, just because I talk about kittens in the videos, and you know, just you know, killing kittens and all this bullshit and blah blah blah. So it's you know, that part's understandable, but the juggling thing, that was very clever of my brain to come up with that. So you know, just I asked and there it was. Sometimes the brain shows that it can work, and then other days it's just not helping me at all. Alright, I think I have to click this thing. Yeah, that's the one. Alright, and so we'll play some of this, and then maybe we'll do something else. But anyway, so the video, I'm basically talking about the redundance thing, and you know, that I wish it wasn't so. I wish it wasn't necessary. I wish it wasn't just part of every argument there's ever been with human beings. It doesn't seem like we've ever won any of them. Let's just say the smart people. They don't win too many. And it's, you know, it's one of these sad, tragic truths of our reality. Alright, so let's see what I'm saying here. I wish it would go away, but it doesn't. And, you know, I wish that just a winner be declared, and, yeah. Yeah, so it's this thing of just making progress, and, obviously, if the losers win, then, you know, you can't build that as a foundation, so you can't move on from there. So you really do have to get it right, or there's no point in moving much forward, getting too far ahead. I could argue again, make a comparison to the physics thing, is that, you know, they've established all these, they have all these wrong foundations, relativity and, you know, quantum wooey bullshit and superpositions and entanglements and all kinds of other crap. and just makes a mess of everything they build forward. And they end up just inventing, dark matter. Yeah. Anyway, it's just really bad. All right, let's see what else I said.
Oh, well, too bad. That's the way it works. Life is tough. Ha ha. Whatever glib response will be to the fact that you didn't do your kid a favor.
Yeah. So I was just kind of talking about the whole gambling thing, and the fact is that people just don't take any responsibility for all these downside risks, and it doesn't obsess them.
And
whoops, mouse button. Don't touch the mouse, and then you won't touch the button. Parkinson-y, I just can't. Sometimes my finger. That's all it takes. Anyway, so just the simple argument that, it's just so rude to be playing with somebody's welfare like that, to be doing this, you're the captain of the ship, and, you got 10 kids in front of you, that you're going to be, little boat mates or whatever, and you're just sticking these straws in their pockets, and some kid you stick that, really shitty straw in their pocket, and you're all okay with that. Yes, let's put short straws in kids' pockets. You're doomed. You're fucked. Ha ha. Loser. Oh, it's just so cruelly evil for people to be glib about that kind of shit and not take it seriously. It's really serious business giving kids cancer. It just ought to... at least you ought to just be able to acknowledge, yes, what I'm doing is really dangerous. But I think I can handle it. Well, I can handle it, but my victim won't be able to. It's just the logic is you're just like, okay, so why should I have to make that argument over and over and over and over and over and over? Everybody should just say it once, and then somebody else says, oh, yeah, that really does suck. This whole idea of just playing Russian roulette with your children? With children? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. You don't do that. So that should catch on pretty quick. I guess that could be a fourth statement. You don't play Russian roulette with children. Yeah, probably too many words. So it probably won't be a winner. Yeah, okay, so play a little bit more.
Yeah, there's no such thing as torture. It's not a real thing. It's just some sort of projection.
Okay, so that was talking about the nihilists again, jackasses. They just eliminate the subject by, creating some way to get out of it altogether by just pretending there isn't a subject. And it's such a bullshit tactic. Alright, take a pause, and then we'll do something completely different. Maybe. So even I just thought of Monty Python, they started doing that in their show, where they, and now for something completely different, just because of, audience fatigue, whatever you want to call that. So now you have to force people to think it's interesting and different by calling it that, even if it's not interesting and different. All right, should be back. Yes, I did intend to do this, maybe in a few videos. Go over some of the channels that are also doing antinatalist, or more specifically, ephalist content, and such. And so in no particular order, except, well, Life Sucks sort of deserves to go first, but I'm not going to do the rest in any order. I'm not going to try to figure out who is higher ranked in the rankings and all of that kind of crap. Just too much trouble, I think. No slight intended. So anyway, yeah, he hasn't done much lately, but he's got some. The coloring book he did was just extraordinary, and I probably should play those videos over again just a couple of times just to go some of that, you know. So I have some of those images obviously in the background of these videos and such. So maybe I didn't watch this video. Bring the pain with vegan equilibrium. Yeah, something. I don't know. It's not a great title. Okay, we'll say that much. Not a great title. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, so, you know, some of this is spontaneous. Yeah, so it's a little dangerous, right? I don't like, I mean, I didn't see this Exit Duty Generator by Madi Hari. So, yeah, I don't necessarily agree with him much. Anyway, we'll just see what it's about. All right, shall we click on it? Yeah, we'll click on it.
If you want to get a flat belly at your 60s,
well, that's not exactly what we're hoping for. Yes, okay, I got that part. Thank you. Let's see, is this... well, it's almost in the frame. Alright, well, that's nice. So the other thing he's done, you know, he makes sort of documentary films, and
And I'm here with Dimitri and the one and only Nick, Vegan Equilibrium. So why don't you tell us what brings you to Colorado? And
so I guess I'm sort of doing.
Here for the Animal Activism Mentorship Denver Convergence. It's a convergence of.
Convergence is scary. Colorado Convergence, workshops, outreach, protests, and more. You know, I don't know. So this looks like a heated earth kind of thing. Let's save the earth and blah blah blah. Yeah, well, fuck that. So I probably am not gonna like much of this. Yeah, so anyway, right on, very best. Okay, so it's all, you know, well done, promotion. My kids love you guys. Jeez, that's not a very good. Yeah, no, it's not very. That's the wrong audience. Anyway, let's just jump ahead and see what else is in here.
First, with the animal rights, right now, subsidies for like a lot of animal exploitation, and just eating a plant-based diet unfortunately isn't going to get there fast enough. We need a lot of people speaking up for animals so that we get the ball rolling and make.
Okay, so, you know, that ain't gonna happen because, you know, the world's completely, you know, there's the small world kind of thing, and there's places where they'll always do it, and they'll do it your way, and they'll, you know, so China and all this, so you can't regulate the whole world. So it's always going to go to the cheapest producer and the one who cut the corners, and So I don't know, is he the one wearing the Stop Having Kids? Yeah, it looks like it. Alright, so he's doing this vegan animal rights thing, which is all really good. I talked about that in the video, that these are important subjects that I was motivated to talk about years ago. And couldn't get very far. So this is some sort of exercise stuff. I don't know if we really need to do that. Yeah. Alright, well anyway. Very interesting channel, let's just say that. And the artwork is, you know, you could just say, you know, extraordinarily brilliant. You know, this death of the family documentary made about his, you know, some of the stuff that happened to him personally. Very powerful stuff. So anyway, blah blah. Oh, look at that, vegan gains. Oh, superhuman dance, retard. Anyway, and such. So there's something different in the video. Okay, now where am I? Alright, so I have to get rid of that. Alright, I shall pause and then go back to my video. Yeah. Or maybe it'll be a surprise. Who knows? Surprise. Alright, back to the horrible, redundant inmendham video. Oh. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think you can take it. Anyway, so let's see what else I said.
That anyway.
Anyway.
And the best bug is going to be one that gives a shit about the truth.
That seems like a theme that should be in here somewhere, is that the truth should be what we're all fighting for. And trying to create mechanisms that redeem and protect and empower the truth. And instead, everything's gone to shit. I mean, people can't even, look, I could make videos. I have to explain in a video to the people in the human race, in society, that making unnecessarily loud, obnoxious noises is stupid. Oh, fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. Is how you describe it. So fucking stupid. It's rude. It's obnoxious. It's disgusting. It's like pissing in somebody's food. I mean, it's just so obviously stupid. So obviously not friendly, not nice, not something you should be doing if you think, okay, human beings should exist on Earth in some civilized manner. If you believe there's something defendable in the human race, then you shouldn't be making unnecessary fucking loud noises. Yes, you gotta cut your grass. Okay, you gotta do this. Yeah, okay. You accept some noise. But, I mean, fuck. People here, no clue. The concept escapes them entirely. You don't like listening to my music? What's wrong with you? Amazing. I mean, we have all this technology, earbuds, all this stuff. I mean, people should be able to make their noise in their own head. Just play their own, obnoxiously loud motorcycle noise. I don't need a really loud motorcycle, right? I can just put earbuds in that make obnoxious sound. I can make it sound like it's, to me, really loud. Isn't that all that's important? You don't need to tell the rest of us that, I mean, it's just so you're saying, okay, I'm being redundant. But just imagine. I mean, we have to explain now that shoplifting is wrong, that people shouldn't be rewarded for it, that they shouldn't actually, crime shouldn't pay. We have to explain that now? Oh, god damn. Amazing. That you really do have to punish criminals. I mean, if you don't punish them, they'll just keep being criminals. You have to explain that? Oh, fuck.
But anyway, so many flaws. But the idea of the story, okay, is...
All right, so I was talking about some movies and, different ways, different media mechanisms to inspire people with messages. And so I brought up The Matrix. And, yeah, obviously I could explain The Matrix to you and be kind of boring. It wouldn't be very interesting, right? And it sort of needs to creep up on you, You don't... If you make it too philosophical, well, then you'll see the flaws right away and you won't fall into the trap of The Matrix, and start thinking about your different pills and your bullshit. All the sub-stories that you could say are in the story. Because, you'll say, oh, too stupid, wrong premise, bad, humans as batteries, really dumb. They really should have. I mean, that one was just such a, what? What? No, sorry. The machines would know how to make a nuclear power plant, and they wouldn't care if it melted down because radiation's mediation. I was like, how much is the radiation going to bother the machines? It ain't going to bother them none. They would love radiation. It's just more heat, more energy.
Yeah. So, so some movies don't really end happily ever after.
All right, so then I was pointing out how, most of these stories, unfortunately, you can have a story that's very nice, it tells something about something, but they cheat, okay, like Romeo and Juliet. They cheat, okay? They give you a tragic ending, but it would have been even more tragic if there wasn't a tragic ending. There is no non-tragic ending. That's the point, right? Is that every single one of these fairy tales are just that, a fairy tale. You win the lottery and everything's fine. They recently, a guy won the lottery and had cancer. And you're just like, so he won $10 billion, but he has cancer. It's bad timing. I mean, it doesn't all go well. There's no, It just doesn't. And you know, the only way to escape reality is essentially to be retarded and just have no memory and give a shit about nothing and only care about getting candy and ice cream. Donald Trump or something. You know, you got to be really stupid to get through life happy. You know, to have any happily ever after, you have to be really fucking dumb.
An inadequate circumstance where they're just going to be in some other horrible way killed. So something.
Yes, I don't know. It's probably just saying the same thing over again. Oh, whoops! I was redundant in my not redundant video, my anti-redundancy video. Anyway, I really can't make it anti. I'm just saying there's no. You know, sorry, it's redundant, but you know, it has to be that way because people are stupid. You have to say it over and over again, and I think you have to actually be able to hit them with a stick or something. So it's like until the internet provides, you know, the stick screen, you know, that, you know, so people can hit each other. Yeah, it's going to make it a lot tougher.
You know, fuck, I want to really fuck with you. So, you know, my sister died horribly.
So I was just on my brain, so the brain just brought that up in, you know, in the middle of the video, and I was like, oh crap. You know, just ew. Anyway, let's jump over that. Ugh.
This redundancy thing, and the fact is I have said this thing about how, you know, we're all living, just telling a story, and so all these people that I find repugnant and disgusting, and
yes, everybody, you wouldn't want to live 10 minutes of their life, let alone 10 years. Oh, what a sentence that could be for crimes. You know, you could just sentence people to live other people's lives. You don't have to send them to prison. Just send them to Joe's life, or you know, that guy, or Rondo, or you know, whatever. You know, pick one. Oh fuck. Yeah, now that would be hell. All right. Okay. So you know, leave us hop to something different. All right, back. This is just another channel, so this isn't a random list, and I'll probably in the future preview these things, not do this, just randomly show up at a channel, and try to have some sort of be able to say, well, this looks like Russian. Okay, so it's Efilismo, yeah, I think that's close enough. So he does have some videos, and so I guess we'll, you know, it's an interesting icon. And hit the button, see what we get.
We put more stake in longevity, the actual fact of living, than we do worry about the quality of life.
There you go. Yeah, so it's all about surviving. It's not about surviving in any kind of form that's, you know, you'd want to survive in. So that's sort of an irony. So this is one of the gray videos, I believe, but we'll play it. It's only a minute and something.
All kinds of horrors go on. All these holocausts keep happening, and we keep finding it acceptable. Humanity comes out of each horror the same jackass he was when he went into the fucking horror. We just...
yeah, it's pretty, you know, killer whales are really nasty. You know, they just look so friendly and nice. They're just such... And they're shitty, you know. But it's like lions and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's just, you know, it's just tragic. That something, you know, so well designed can be designed for just a shitty purpose.
Just say it's okay, it's okay. 3 million Ethiopians or 2 million of them died or whatever. I mean, all kinds of crap goes on, and we just take it. We accept it. 2 million kids go blind from lack of vitamin A. Okay, it's all right. I watched my damn Super Bowl. Fuck it. So why should I worry about that shit? We're living in a world being run by bullshit, chaos, nonsense, and idiocy. That's the thing I'm angry at, because that's what's gonna fucking block hope. There is no fucking hope if people keep being fucking human beings. We've got to knock some of the human being out of them.
The glib, I guess. Gee, I forgot I said this stuff. Yes, it's been so long. So many videos. See, so, you know, it's not all redundant. It really is said a different way. It is, you know, blah, 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 blah.
Just enough for them to grasp enough intelligence to realize that they are a needful animal, and that the needful animal can't be making the goddamn decision.
Yeah, and the need part is all this silly stuff that we need. We need, you know, superficial nonsense, you know, and in too few cases do we care about anything really important that matters. All right, with a bit of irony. Okay, just interrupted for trivial, unimportant thing, blah, 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 you know. And, you know, that's the human race. It's distracted by this unimportant, meaningless shit. And the important crap, yeah, who cares? Nobody pays attention. It's not an issue. It's not a subject. What percentage, again, a huge percentage of people's worst days are going to be spent, you know, dying. And how much time do people talk about that part of their life, you know, their inevitable life? Oh, yeah, that's right, almost nothing, because it's not fun enough. Really important part of your life, really important part of the voyage is the sinking of your boat. And you think you'd spend some time talking about, well, maybe that should be done efficiently and gracefully, and we shouldn't let people's religious nonsense get in the way of, you know, engineering graceful exits for people.
Decisions. Their fucking intelligence has to make the decisions. They can't be using their brain as a scheming tool. Intelligence must have some independent integrity from this fucking organism. It has to live inside.
Yeah, the part of them is, ooh, it's blue, ooh, that's so creepy, it's blue. You know, there has to be some, you know, part of us that recognizes the difference between, you know, Soylent Green. You know, the difference between, oh, let's panic because we're eating dead people versus let's just recognize you're just eating atoms. And right now, you know, you're already made out of atoms that were somebody's dog shit. You know, some dog shit 10 years ago, and you got atoms that are made out of that shit. You know, it doesn't make any difference. It's all, you know, it's all goes around, comes around, bullshit's part of life. That's the way it works. All right, so let's go to the punchline.
See, the sickness, the craziness, the stupidity, the gun nuts, every little fucking bit of it can still exist, but it has to live in a context where it cannot do damage to others.
Yeah, so you can have your cake, and you just can't force other people to eat it. So yes, do what you wish to yourselves. You want to be masochists and lunatics, fine. Figure out a way to clone yourself. Yeah, it still seems cruel to assume. And yes, clones wouldn't work, right? Because you know they're not going to be raised the same, and so you're not going to be able to control their thoughts and programming, and so you will create victims out of your own clones. Your clones will be in a civil war with you over some sort of ideological reality, you know, because you have it wrong. And they think they have it right. All right, so that was a little different. I gotta get rid of one of these. Probably that one. That looks like the right one. All right, so I think we're back to my video.
You know, and not to have to pay a price for it, because I didn't, you know, simply put, I didn't ask to be here.
Yeah. So I was talking about the difference between people, you know, and how they react to their lives, and you know, how they react to events. And you know, some people are just more risk averse than others. So you know, and I was definitely in that category. And I just don't understand how people could pretend, you know, that there's no daggers and there's no spikes, you know, sticking up from the floor. How they can pretend there's a net and everything's just fine. I mean, that's sort of like what it is, right? They're doing the tightrope thing, and some people doing the tightrope thing or the, you know, swinging in the air thing think there's a net, and you know, you know there's no net.
Likeable and all this horse shit.
Yeah, don't know what that was. Likeable. I don't know what that could have to do with any of my videos.
Notion that there's some redeeming function to the bugs on Earth. That somehow bugs is a great idea.
So I think I was talking about my vision of some sci-fi film would be that this alien probe shows up and interrogates us and forces us to explain exactly what our function is and why we're necessary and what the fuck we're going to do that's going to improve the universe. And if, you know, can't answer the questions, then yes, the probe does the necessary cleansing. So this was almost a story, and a few Star Trek episodes played with this idea. But of course they always cheated it a little, you know, in the sense that they didn't allow the intelligence to be intelligent. Just like they didn't allow Mr. Spock to be a true Vulcan, you know, and, you know, gave him all kinds of capacity when necessary to be just as silly as the rest of the crew.
Not that big a deal. I don't know how to. It's just that you know, you can make something taste shitty by, you know, just putting a little.
All right, so I think I was just talking about, it's really, you know, it's easy to break things. It's hard to make things, and so I guess that's part of what you're saying here is that, you know, okay, it's not that easy to construct this silver bullet because it's a recipe. This you know, mechanism of having something that's poignant and powerful to all people or to many people. And again, the argument would be is most of the groups where you'd say you could talk to many people, those groups or those many people are so goddamn stupid that, yeah, no, they're not going to go for it. But they're just too damn stupid. So it's a real liability. It's not that you can't make the edible food, it's that they won't eat it. You know, blah, 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 horse water drink thing. And such. So, play with a little bit.
And you could just go and attempt to make the argument based on how people answer yes or no questions.
Right, so I did do that in the past, so I should do that again, where I just make videos where I start with a statement. It's not a single player game. Do you agree? Do you understand that the there's more at stake than just what you feel about your life and your destiny and what you think is going to happen in the future? And that all of this other stuff is going to be part of the real play. And the real play is going to contain all of these elements. I mean, if you could die with the delusion that the human race will endure for 1 billion years and it will blah, 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 blah. Now, it really doesn't happen, but you have the delusion that it happens. Wouldn't that be just good enough? I mean, what do you think it actually has to exist for 1 billion years and do absolutely nothing but what it's doing now? Would it make any difference? Come on. There's nothing to be gained. There's only money to fall out of our pockets. There's nothing to buy. There's no store. Okay, money's useless. All you can do is lose it. All right. I mean, maybe that should be the statement. Money is useless. All you can do is lose it. A fourth thing. Alright, so anyway, I think I'll call that enough of a video. And then move on to the next interesting thing and such. Alright, so, no, it's the end of the video. You can't move on. Yeah, okay, sorry. Tired a lot. Summer. You know, lots of little things to do, little chores and duties and whatnot. Anyway, till the next time and such and so forth and whatnot. I think it's enough. Yeah, it's enough.